unexpected injuries.
Look at his eyes, and there's concern now for Embiid and the Sixers.
And because it's a common foul,
heated matchups.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen.
Long-awaited rematches.
Now they're up by 17, and we got a little bit of a fray.
It was clear James took a shot in the chin, but it seemed inadvertent.
We are about to witness the most controversial playoff season yet.
It's our goal, ain't it? It's our goal! Hey! It's our goal!
The NBA just kicked off round 1 of the playoffs, and they did not disappoint.
Got this. I got it all night long, 24/7.
One thing's for sure, I can almost guarantee we're about to see some of the best basketball ever played. The controversy of day 1 began in Cleveland, a young Orlando team who have not been to the playoffs since the bubble and many players' first playoff game. As the offensive struggles started early for the Magic, many would question whether the Magic have any chance of passing the first round. With the only 2 players having been on the team that made it to the 2020 playoffs, the much inexperienced young demographic would show as they struggled on both sides of the floor early in the game.
Max Strus off a screen, fires a 3. Here comes Mitchell. He'll fire a 3. Hey! Here's Mitchell awfully late in the shot clock, and 9-1-1 range.
It wasn't until it was too late that the Magic decided to finally switch on and force the Cavs to miss 15 consecutive three-pointers. But one thing stood out the most to me in this game that I don't know if anyone noticed. During a season where the average score per game for a team is 112.1, the Orlando Magic struggled to score over 85 as the entire team shot a combined 32.6% from the field. Will we see them win a game, or will this be a clean sweep for the Cavs? Moving on to one of the most awaited matchups of this playoff season, Anthony Edwards may have just exposed himself as Michael Jordan's son.
I love the competition.
Edwards again.
After a heated last regular season game, Anthony Edwards took this matchup personally and decided to take it upon himself to put the Suns to sleep in a 25-point blowout in Game 1.
Steph, do you believe you're the best 2 guard in the NBA?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is the matchup that I wanted personally because, they got 2 of the best 2 guards. This is the series, the matchup that I wanted to showcase to the world that I'm the best player and the best 2 guard in the world.
He put up 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists against his favorite player of all time and made sure to let him know.
A 39-22 advantage on the glass for the Wolves. Edwards. Cash! Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby. KD loves it.
And although KD answered with 31 points, the real question fans were asking, what happened to the big 3? I mean, completely having to rely on KD's scoring is absurd, but the Suns just had no answer for Anthony Edwards, and he may have just proved to the entire league that he is, in fact, the best 2 guard.
I will say that it's going to be scary, and it's going to be a lot of trouble.
What's also interesting about this matchup is that the Phoenix Suns' big 3 are all healthy. They arguably have some of the best scorers in the league, but this could be a real turning point for the Suns if they don't perform. Will KD stay, or will this have just been a failed experiment?
That they have the best starting 5 in basketball, that they have the best player in basketball. You know what scrambled eggs look like?
Yep.
They look like the Lakers because they got yoked tonight.
But the controversy would not stop there, as we got to see a Western Conference Finals rematch. And just in case you don't remember the absolute spanking the Nuggets gave the Lakers last year, here's a quick reminder.
Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up. Bang! Nikola Jokic knocks it down. Jokic just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good! Of course it goes in. Jokic from downtown. Anthony Davis just stares at him. Goes inside. Stop. Shot block. Gets it back. It's over. It's over. Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
In Game 1, Jokic showed everyone why he's about to win his 3rd MVP whilst becoming an owner of the Lakers. I mean, 32 points, 12 rebounds and 7 assists with 0 turnovers in the entire game. This was the Joker's 4th career playoff game with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists on 65%, tying him for most all-time with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain. And although the power duo of LeBron and AD combined for 59 points, 20 rebounds, and 13 assists, it just wasn't enough to answer the brilliance of Jokic. Will we see another sweep by the Nuggets? Let us know in the comments.
I think Anthony Davis has to answer the call. It's more so Anthony Davis than LeBron James. LeBron's going to be LeBron. LeBron's going to show up. LeBron's going to answer the call because that's what he does. That's what greatness demands. And you can make sure that if I can't figure out a way to stop Nikola Jokic, let me make sure he can't figure out a way to stop me.
Last year, it was visible that LeBron and AD weren't 100% and were both dealing with injuries. But with LeBron supposedly being 100% and AD telling Darvin Ham that he can play the entire game if he needs to, there are no excuses for a combined 9 turnovers. The Lakers have a deep team and should be able to rely on players like Spencer Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent, and Taurean Prince. So if the Lakers get swept again, we could potentially see some big offseason moves for the franchise.
What was just your viewpoint of that play, and how are you feeling after that collision?
I feel fine. I mean, I didn't see it. I went to go get the rebound, got knocked out there, fell, and I got right up. We go shoot some free throws.
Before we dive into the 2 most awaited rematches of the last decade, if you're enjoying the video so far, then we'd like to ask you to consider subscribing. It helps us continue to bring you the content you enjoy every week. So thank you to everyone. Now back to the video.
How do you describe the confidence you had to trust yourself down the stretch?
I'm one of the best basketball players in the world.
Jason Tatum truly is one of the most humble, best players in the world, and he went on to prove that and was strictly business in Game 1. But the Heat-Celtics matchup has been one of the most fired-up rivalries over the last few seasons.
Working against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here.
It's off to Smart for the 7th game.
The 2 teams have met in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times since 2020, each time being a movie.
Look at this. Nose to nose. Eye to eye.
They've managed to arrive at 2 Game 7s, and each time Miami coming out on top. But even before the series started, controversy had already been sparked.
Butler down the other end, stuck behind the defense. The head fake, the bank shot won't go, but a foul. And Jimmy Butler's grabbing his right knee.
Think about now, that's Jimmy Butler out. Embiid is already compromised. Julius Randle not available for the Knicks. Zion Williamson out. Giannis also, we don't know his status.
Right before the first round of the playoffs, it seemed the injury bug got thrown around, resulting in some of the biggest stars in the league to be sidelined. Jimmy Butler, arguably one of the most valuable of these stars, has been a crucial piece to the success of the Heat in these finals matchups. We all remember the visual exhaustion of Butler in the bubble finals. The Heat no longer have that spark to will them against the top team in the NBA this year, and it became clear early on in the game.
After nearly a 2-week rest, more than 10 days actually, and what do? They score like the first 12 points of the game or something. They're up 20 before you had an opportunity to sneeze.
Tatum led the Celtics with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, dropping his first playoff triple-double. But it wasn't just him. The Celtics had 6 of the 8 players that played finish with double digits, dominating the Heat in Game 1. The truth is, without Jimmy Butler, we might not see another finals matchup between the Heat and Nuggets.
We're back. Welcome back to the playoffs.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You can never count them out. I'm just worried which Clippers team is going to show up.
With Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, I said, man, they're going to slow Luka down, but he owns them.
And as usual, we've saved the best for last. The deadliest duo in the NBA versus the all-star-powered Clippers. Whilst the Clippers had a rocky season, they still managed to take the 4th seed in the West, putting them up against the red-hot Dallas Mavericks team. I know there have been a lot of you loving the Mavs lately, but in the first half, things weren't looking pretty for Dallas. But we saw something we haven't seen from James Harden in a few years.
The downhill floater for Exum.
Harden meets Doncic. His 3 is good. Harden a deep 3. You bet.
Clearing Westbrook out so we have more space to get to the left.
Harden. You bet.
Harden led the Clippers and torched the Mavs defense, going 4 for 6 from deep and just looked like he could not be stopped.
Missed their last 7 shots. They're 2 for 15 in the quarter. Westbrook soaring in.
Expectations were high for the Dallas duo, but Luka and Kyrie just couldn't seem to get it going. They combined for only 5 for 19 from the field, with Luka shooting 7 threes and only hitting 1.
And this being the playoffs, a lot of guys aren't used to being here. A few young guys aren't used to being here, so they don't know what they can get away with and what the refs are going to call.
And that inexperience would show as the rest of the Dallas Mavericks team went a shocking 4 for 22 from the field. Did Luka and the Mavs lose their magic right as the playoffs started? After getting out, scored 22-8 in the second quarter, Luka and Kyrie came into the second half and got straight to business. They ended up combining for 64 for the game, and Kyrie caught the hot hand and did not miss from 3 in the second half. But it was just too late for the Mavs to climb back in time and close the gap. Fans are even more shocked at the Clippers being shorthanded with Leonard still being out of the lineup, and are wondering whether the Mavericks' luck have run out. That being said, all of this took place in just the first game of each series. So many interesting moments have already taken place, and if you thought that was good, it's only getting better. The NBA has already completed day 3 of the playoffs, and we'll be covering some of the things you probably didn't notice.
I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. It bothers me. And then I just saw what happened with the Sixers Knicks game too. What are we doing?